Forget about Forbidden Door. Both Kota Ibushi and Will Ospreay are in the door at AEW permanently. But the big question is, who is the better signing for All Elite Wrestling? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Here to do a poll that is about 2 weeks out of date. A poll that we never really wanted to do in the first place, but we decided we'd let you fine people have your opinion on these two absolute bums that Tony Khan had to bring in. I mean, he let go CM Punk and he's replacing them with these guys. Two guys that, let's be honest, he says this Will Ospreay guy was going to change the game. I mean, Will Ospreay's featured on AEW quite frequently now for the past year. So has Kota Ibushi. So how is it game fucking changers when these guys have been on AEW television quite a lot?
Who is the better signing? First off, who are they? Don't know who they are. Two bombs for Japan.
We have Will Ospreay, who is not from Japan but wrestles in Japan. And we have Kota Ibushi, who is from Japan and wrestles in Japan. I believe Will Ospreay is English, and there's a few people saying we should be grateful because Will Ospreay is the best thing. Is the best it gets for British wrestling or some shit like that.
British wrestling's fucking pish, isn't it?
Look, Grado with a wee fanny pack is better than Will Ospreay. It's as simple as that. Nobody's calling Will Ospreay's name. Anyway, who is the better signing? 53% of you went with Will Ospreay. 8% went with Kota Ibushi! And 39% went with both Silk. And I have to agree wholeheartedly with the 39%.
It's probably the biggest agreement I've ever had with one of our polls across every channel. Both suck has to fucking be. Honestly,
hold on here. More people voted for Will Ospreay.
I mean me.
Alright.
I mean, I can't think of some... They're fucking garbage.
What do you mean is you can't think of a poll where you were more like adamant this was the option?
Aye. It's both suck. Look at Tony Khan's face. He's like, click me, pick me. I'm not Shane. I'm both suck.
These guys ain't Punk. They ain't Punk.
They ain't CM Punk.
They're two bums. I mean, how can he sign Edge and then like 6 weeks later claim Will Ospreay's going to be the biggest signing in AEW history and all that shit? I mean,
the biggest signing was Punk.
And they dropped the fucking ball.
Aye, the ball was dropped. It was in your court, Tony, and you fucked it into the next one.
Aye, you gave it away. Anyway, you guys believe that Will Ospreay, 53%. Not a lot of love here for Kota Ibushi in the poll, but let's see if there's any love for Kota Ibushi in the comments. So, yeah, it's been a while here. It's been about 2 weeks, so let's see what you guys have to say. Andre DD581 said, Ibushi looks like a broken down Japanese wrestler. Well, that's kind of what he is.
Yeah.
And Ospreay is like a white Ricochet. Neither are that impressive except Meltzer gets to masturbate more to AEW TV now than normal. Man, not a bad wee comment there. Edward Morgan says, Ospreay is one of the best wrestlers out there right now, has been for a while. Andre says, supposed best wrestler and has the personality of a dish rag. He's perfect for AEW. Alright, I don't think I do not think people like Will Ospreay are good wrestlers. What they do, I don't consider good wrestling.
No, it's awful. Just flippy-dippy, no selling. I mean, we were told to tune into New Japan because this guy cut one of the greatest promos ever. I know we're just going away for wrestling. I remember we watched that and it was awful.
I don't think it was this guy. I think that was Jack White.
Jay White?
Jay White.
Well, you know what? There's no difference between them. They're two bums. And Will Ospreay is... I mean, how can they hype this up, though? It's like, oh, fresh. The Forbidden Door's been opened. How the fuck's it forbidden? No, what's forbidden about it?
Yeah, it's like they have a working agreement with New Japan, so how's it forbidden?
No, like, the Forbidden Door is...
It's like WWE and ECW sharing wrestlers in the late 90s and they claim it's forbidden. Well, it's not really. I mean, it's a working agreement.
Oh, yeah, but, like, the Forbidden Door is crazy things in wrestling. Like, you know, like Jeff Jarrett coming back to WWE after all the shit that happened. Steiner. Punk coming back. That's sort of forbidden stuff. Not this shit. I mean, the Forbidden Door. It's all the fucking shite.
The forbidden fruit that nobody wants.
And the biggest signing we've seen, like you said, we've seen the guy loads of times before.
Aye, so I don't think he's a good wrestler. I really don't. I don't think that style of wrestling's good. Flip. No sell. It's just guys having matches for 30 minutes straight. Like, Will Ospreay could face Will Ospreay could face, let's say, Kenny Omega 10 times, every match would be the fucking same. You get Shawn Michaels versus Triple H 10 times, and I guarantee you'll remember each of those individual 10 matches.
Yep.
That's wrestling.
Storytelling.
What Will Ospreay does is not
it's hard
fucking
to tell
wrestling.
when there's no story.
I mean, like HBK and Triple H between 2002 and 2003, like and 4, must have wrestled each other a shitload of times on TV.
Yep.
And every match was different. Every match was memorable.
Not these guys.
Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Red Pineapple said Kota Ibushi. Andy Channel 8100 said, LOL, all the WWE fanboys upset Will didn't go there. Are you upset?
Well, two things. One, I'm not a WWE fanboy, and two, I couldn't give a fuck if the guy died, let alone went to WWE. So, I mean, come on, buddy.
I'm a fanboy of good wrestling, and it doesn't exist in 2023, so...
I'm glad he didn't go to WWE, because it means I don't have to watch him on WWE television.
Very true.
And I don't watch Dynamite as much, and we don't really review...
Unfortunately, that's me.
Rampage or Coalition, so I'm alright.
Rampage can die. Daniel Fryer says, well, he wouldn't have done himself any favours by going to WWE, and I highly doubt he did himself any favours going to AEW either. Both companies are dumpster fire. But let me guess, New Japan Pro Wrestling is where it's at. That's the great wrestling company.
See, as much as I hate AEW, if you'd rather go to New Japan than AEW, then what the fuck are you doing?
Trauma said he's more likely to break his neck or something in AEW, though. That's true. Caddis Bane, SmackDown rights for asking price. NXT got a 70% jump in its rights for the next 5 years, and Raw still being bided on. Their merchandise sales of t-shirts beat out of all AEW sales of merchandise. WrestleMania is the second biggest moneymaker for our local economy behind the Super Bowl. WWE generates revenue of $1.2 billion for 2022. An 11% increase over 2021. It's one of the most profitable small business franchises in history. It's really a small business franchise. Is WWE really a small business?
I guess what...
I maybe get your point, but I would not describe WWE as a small business.
No.
As for Will, who cares, really? He was AEW bound from the beginning. It wasn't a shock. He's been working there on and off the last few months. Tony signs whomever he wants to large bloated contracts and doesn't do anything with the wrestlers he has. A stacked roster, they say. No storytelling, bad booking, bad commentary teams. It's mostly really old WWE workers cashing checks. I've watched it 3 times. It's sloppy work. Punches look like shit and they can't stop hurting each other. So is MJF going to take the easy money or work to try and get over in WWE? That's the one I still wonder what matters most to him. Most money or glory, getting over in the top company. Yeah, not a bad wee comment there from Caddis Bane. I mean, especially the middle paragraph where he buries AEW, that won me over.
If you bury AEW, you get a wee tick in my book. But as for MJF, I think MJF will just stay where the money is.
Well, he talks about the bidding war, 2024.
He's like 26, 25. He'll go to WWE one day.
He's incredibly small. I don't really see him being this big star. And is there any proof WWE want him? He makes it as if there's going to be a huge bidding war. I think WWE wouldn't... They might not pay the money that he wants. They might be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
We don't need you.
And I feel like MJF, his promo work, it's very like... It's non-PG. It's very vulgar, so to speak.
I don't think
that's just not going to work in WWE.
He can't cut the same promos in WWE. So we'll see what happens. Greg Birch says, fuck WWE to hell.
Nice. He's raging there, wee Greg.
Man, you're an edgy fan.
You're a tough man.
Andre said, why would we be upset? We have Ricochet, which is a cooler version of Ospreay.
Who the fuck's we?
Who's upset here, buddy? Edward Morgan says, funny that the only wrestler who's broken his neck since AEW began is Big E in WWE. Let's not claim that wrestlers aren't getting injured in AEW all the time. The Big E neck break was a freak. It was like a freak incident, and it was from a guy that, let's be honest, probably shouldn't even be on the main roster. And why they felt like they need to perform that move on the outside either is insane. Like, yeah, that might be true. I don't know if anyone has broken their neck. Well, I would say people on AEW have broken their neck. It just hasn't been bad breaks.
Aye, there is a difference.
I'm pretty sure people have broken their neck in AEW since it began. I am convinced. There's been shitloads of injuries anyway, I know that much.
There's been a million concussions.
Yeah, they're not great, and there's been people wrestling through concussions, and that's no great either. Trauma said, I honestly don't like seeing the guys get hurt at all, and even though I don't like how they're using Roddy, it was messed up seeing his injury. Roderick Strong.
Did he break his neck? He was wearing a neck brace all in.
True. Don't quite know. Tapper Subliminals says, no WWE fan is crying that Ostrich and Kenny's boyfriends are now in AEW. More wrestlers than fans.
That is true.
Hunter Herring 8318 said, Dad bod Ibushi is going to be his best form yet. And that's it. Yeah, no, I don't know why people think we're crying or we're upset that Will Ospreay went to AEW. I personally couldn't give a fuck. I'd rather this guy stayed in Japan so I didn't have to watch him.
Yeah, because you know what? We do not watch Japan.
Yeah, so if he stayed in Japan, that would be ideal for me. I'm probably happier he went to AEW because I watched that less. But who knows? Maybe if he went to WWE, he would have maybe developed a little bit of a fucking personality. But I say that I'm not optimistic with that. Anyway, guys, that is it. I think both these guys absolutely suck. Have they made a difference to AEW? This poll was a couple weeks ago. We've seen multiple AEW shows since then. Rampage, Dynamite, Collision. Have these guys changed the game like Tony Khan claimed?
Well, look at the amount of people who are supposed to change the game. Jay White, what's he done? What has he done?
Juice Robinson.
Oh, Swerve Strickland. All these sort of jobbers. Hangman Adam Page. What are they doing?
Just guys that are doing nothing, isn't it?
The Young Bucks. Did one of them not break their neck?
Remember they claimed WWE buried Keith Lee, but AEW's going to make him a world champ?
Same with Miro.
I mean, what is Keith Lee doing?
The only guy to benefit's Moxley, and realistically, I mean, it's not like his WWE career was bad.
Yeah, he's probably the only guy that's had a better career in AEW than WWE.
But it wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad. Anyway, guys, that's it. Both of these guys are bad. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, though, peace.